Thanks to Oura for sponsoring today's video. What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and today we're checking out something completely new, to me at least, and that's this guy right here, the Oura Ring Gen 3 Horizon. This is the first smart ring that I've ever tried, and it's honestly pretty wild the amount of tech that they can pack inside of something so small. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, the Oura Ring is a smart ring that can track all kinds of health information, from your sleep habits, which is probably the biggest selling point here, to your workouts, calories burned, your readiness for the day, and even cycle tracking. Like I said earlier, this is the third generation of the ring, which added some cool new features like a blood oxygen sensor so that it can let you know if you're having any breathing disturbances at night. Now, I know a lot of us out there use things like the Apple Watch, but I don't know, me personally, I've never been a fan of using the Apple Watch for any sleep metrics or anything like that. I just kind of use it for text messages and getting notifications, knowing what's going on when I don't have my phone on me. But this feels very different. This feels way more intentional. You definitely get a lot more information, and we'll talk about that information in just a bit. But from what I've experienced so far, this brings a lot of the things that it tracks to the forefront of my mind, things that I'm not necessarily looking for on this watch that I never have. But with this, I've got it on for that sole purpose. And like I said, it brings it to the forefront of the mind. But now that you've got a quick overview of the ring, let's talk about what you get inside of the box if you decide to pick this thing up. So first things first, if you plan on ordering this, I definitely suggest getting their free sizing kit so you can make sure you know the right size for the finger that you plan to put this thing on. Once you know your size and you get your hands on the actual ring, you'll see that it of course comes in a pretty small box. Inside of this box, we're immediately greeted by the ring, but underneath that, you'll get a charging cable, which is a USB-C to A cable. And when you dig a little bit deeper, you'll find the paperwork that it comes with, which has your safety and warranty information, as well as a quick start guide to let you know exactly how to wear the ring. Now, when you get back to the packaging that the ring is in, you'll see that it's sitting on a charging base, so you can plug that USB cable that we got our hands on right into here and not the ring itself. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first opened this thing up, I was surprised at how normal the ring felt. But when you look inside of the ring, you'll notice that it has 3 little bumps which have the sensors inside of them. And to make sure that you've got the sensors always in the right place, there's a little indent on the ring which should be facing the inside of your hand. So it should make it really easy to make sure that you've got this thing on correctly and always in the right position. I kind of expected it to be more on the clunky side, considering all of the tech and sensors that are included in it, but turns out it feels and looks just like a normal ring to me. Now, I've got mine here in the silver color, but there are 5 total color options, also including black, stealth, gold, and rose gold. Now, I wear a lot of silver jewelry, so I went with the silver color option here, but I kind of regret it. I kind of wish I went with the stealth instead, because sometimes I switch over to gold, and that would have worked with both options, whichever I decided to wear. So I kind of limited myself with this one. So when you pick yours, definitely factor in all of the different jewelry and colors that you wear, and make sure you pick the right one. But now let's talk about what this thing is actually trying to pull off. Like I said earlier, this thing is all about sleep tracking, and it does an insane job at that. So let me pull out the app and show you guys all the details that you can get from here. And don't shame me, my sleep habits are pretty bad. Now, when you jump into the app, there are quite a few things on your home screen that give you an overall picture of how you've been doing. You can see lots of different information depending on what you're looking for, but we're gonna really quick jump right into the sleep, since for me, that's the biggest thing that I've been using this for. And they've got a lot of information here. So of course, you're gonna see your total sleep. Last night I slept for 5.5 hours, spent 6 hours in bed. And I think that metric is pretty cool because the ring will tell you exactly how long you spent inside of the bed from when you jump in to when you jump out. Sleep efficiency, 94%, and a resting heart rate of 61 beats per minute. Overall, my sleep score for last night was a 72, which is good, not the best, but I'll take it. Now, as I scroll down, you can see my sleep contributors. And of course, I've got 2 red flags over here, my total sleep and my timing. My timing is always horrible. But yeah, this section right here is where they completely break it down. You get hard numbers as to like when you had deep sleep, REM sleep, all that stuff. And it's even wilder that you can go down and see exactly when those different stages of sleep happened. I think at first it may look a little bit overwhelming. There's like a lot of information here, but I think as you get used to the app, you can scan it pretty quickly and get the information you need. Now, I've been using this thing for a couple of weeks now, and what's cool is that they provide a calendar that you can jump back and see when you got your best sleep. I got some of my best sleep when I first got this thing. Look at that optimal sleep score, 88. Now I'm getting like 76s, so clearly I need to do better in my life. And one thing I think is pretty cool about the sleep tracking is that it can actually detect when you take a nap. So if you fall asleep and you nap somewhere, I've had this thing go off when I nap on the plane, and it gives you that information. Say, hey, you took an hour and 43-minute nap. That was on the plane, don't judge me. Now, like I said, sleep, a very big deal, but they also have activity tracking. So you can see all the information based on how active you are, based on the goals that you set within the app. Now, me personally, I could do better here too. I haven't been to the gym in weeks because it's just been a really busy season. I've been traveling a lot, so my training frequency is just absolutely horrible. Jay, look at this bar, man. Look at my training frequency.
Shame on you.
But yeah, I do need to do better about that. And what I like is that, unlike Jay, the app doesn't shame you. It just says pay attention to these different things so you can work on them in the future. So if you have some serious goals that you want to achieve, you can of course plug them into the app, and it'll of course keep track of all of that information. Now there's an entire tab dedicated to your readiness. That's like your score for your readiness for the day. It kind of gives you an idea of what you might expect to feel like throughout your day. And it also gives you a ton of scores and information, and anything that you might not understand, you can jump into and you can read exactly how it impacts you and your day and your body. So there's a lot of good info here, and I've just never seen anything like it. And if there are things that you want to implement into your life, like meditation or taking time to breathe or even helping with your sleep, there's a whole explore tab that you can go into so that you can work on different aspects or add new things into your daily routine. So there's a lot that the app offers and gives you information about, and you just wouldn't expect it from something this small. Now, I feel like we could spend forever talking about the app because there's just so much information that you can dive into. But one last thing I want to talk about is the battery life. So this thing can last up to 7 days on a single charge, which is just wild to think about. Unfortunately, with smartwatches, you got to charge those things like every night. With this, you charge it once a week and you're pretty much good to go. Now, what's even crazier is just how quickly this thing can charge. And considering the size of a ring, I guess that makes sense. I've been in situations where this thing was about to die and I was gonna head out, but I wanted to keep track of everything going on in the day. So I threw it on the charger for maybe a few minutes and I was covered for a few days. So it's just mind blowing that in this tiny body, you get all of that battery life while it's tracking you throughout the entire time. So battery life, definitely a huge plus. Very big fan of that, especially if it's about to die and you're about to go to bed. Throw it on a charger for a few minutes and you're gonna have your night covered, no problem. And if you're in that situation, it'll even give you a notification to let you know, hey, throw it on the charger really quick before it's bedtime. Really cool stuff. I do see what all the hype is about. If you're serious about tracking your sleep, maybe you wanna improve in that aspect, this is a solid investment. There's a lot more information to be had from this ring than I've seen on any other device so far. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. If you want to learn more, I'll of course have it linked down below in the description. But the Oura ring, it's pretty dope. I also like the fact that its name sounds like my last name, Oura. I think that's dope. But till the next video, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.